All right, people, finally, we can take the wraps off of these. Of course, this is the Dell Premium line, Dell 16 Premium and the Dell 14 Premium. Obviously, replacing the XPS line with the rebranding. We have new logos on the lid. Physically, they're the same, right? So no big changes here in terms of the physical exterior. Where you're going to see the changes are going to be the interior. Now, I'll talk about the Dell 14 Premium, not as much of an upgrade as this one, in a separate video, so stay tuned. That video is coming. We'll talk about these separately. I have both colors. I have the Dell 16 Premium here right now for you to talk about right now. And this, of course, is in the platinum. It also comes in the graphite. 16.3-inch OLED display. It is now 120 hertz. So that's one upgrade over last year where it was only 90 hertz on the XPS 16. This one is 120 hertz variable refresh rate or dynamic. You also get a faster micro SD card reader, and you also get Thunderbolt 5 here, which is not something you got last year, obviously, and it only is available on the model I have here, which is the 5070 GPU, which is also upgraded over last year, which is in the 40 series, and we're now in the 50 series, but you'll have to get the 5070 if you want the Thunderbolt 5 port, so that's the one I have here. Thunderbolt 5 will make it a little bit more future-proof. You also get an upgraded CPU this time around. Obviously, we're going with the Core Ultra 7 255H, which is Arrow Lake H. That's also available with a Core Ultra 9 285H. So I have the Core Ultra 7 on this one. Now, the GPU, like I said, is the RTX 5070, which is, of course, an upgrade, about a 25, maybe 30% upgrade or so, somewhere in that range over last year's model. So you are seeing a definite benefit. Battery life is more or less the same, maybe not as good as last year. Well, I'll show you the numbers. It may be kind of on a wash as last year. We'll talk about that. Not the best battery life out there, but with a 4K plus or UHD plus display, 3840 by 2400, 16:10 aspect ratio, 120 hertz, you're going to take a little bit of a hit in the battery life, as we'll show you. Design-wise, it's got the same zero lattice keyboard. It's got the capacitive row that some of you may or may not like. And of course, it has the haptic touchpad, a Sensal haptic touchpad, a glass deck here. I believe it's Gorilla Glass. And that's pretty much what we're getting here. Physically the same, but there are some upgrades as we just mentioned. We'll get into it and more in this review. Hey everybody, it's Andrew, and this is the Dell 16 Premium, brand new for 2025. Coming up. Now, as far as what you get with the Dell 16 Premium, you get the unit itself and you get a 130 watt power adapter. It's USB Type-C. So pretty compact for a 16-inch laptop. So definitely portable enough to take with you on the go. We'll get a measurement of the unit with this in a moment. Actually, we'll measure it right now. Okay, with just the unit alone, we're looking at 2.35 kilograms, and that is 5 pounds, 2.9 ounces. Add the power cord and the power charger. That's 130 watt power charger, 6 pounds, 0.5 ounces for a total travel weight. So about 6 pounds or so, a little bit above 6 pounds. That's a little bit of heft here, but it's portable enough to take with you on the go, but there's some heft here. It's a very premium build here, so don't forget that. All right, let's start off with the design, and obviously this is gonna come in the two colors. We got the platinum here. You could also get it in the graphite. Either way, either one, you're going to love it. They're beautiful, they're sleek, they're elegant looking, they're modern looking, and it has the zero lattice keyboard. It has the capacitive row. So it's a very sleek looking laptop, probably one of the best looking laptops that we've seen in a very long time, if not of all time. It's really a gorgeous looking laptop. In fact, when I take these to, say, a coffee shop or somewhere, people are always looking. Some people come over to me, ask me, hey, what's that? It looks gorgeous. It is an absolutely stunning looking laptop. Now, if you want to say it's form over function, that is a fair assessment, although I will say I like the keyboard here. It's that zero lattice keyboard. Typing out documents, emails, and the like has been fine. Now, the capacitive row, again, some people may not like it. It's just a matter of stylistic choice of what you want to use. There are other 16-inch laptops, obviously with a physical function row. If you're a coder, I don't recommend this. I think you want something with a physical escape key, physical function row. So that's just my 2 cents on that. But of course, everybody's has a subjective opinion about it. That being said, it's the same, capacitive row that we saw last year. It will time out after some amount of minutes or whatever, so it will go off or you can change that in the BIOS as well in the settings. Now, the touchpad is a Sensal haptic touchpad, scrolling, gestures, all worked very well. There's no delineation, so just keep that in mind. It keeps to that aesthetic look that they're going for. Scrolling, gestures, all worked well. The haptic engine is excellent on it, so no complaints in terms of the input on this device. Now, I like it. I have no problem with that. Now, when it comes to the I/O, big upgrade here as far as I'm concerned, going from Thunderbolt 4 ports to Thunderbolt 5. You get 2 on the left, 1 on the right. If you go with the 5070 model, the other models will have Thunderbolt 4. Not terrible, but again, if you want the Thunderbolt 5, you have to go up to the 5070. Now, as far as the headphone jack is still there, and you also get a micro SD card reader. On a 16-inch laptop that is geared towards creatives, I would like to see a full-size SD card reader, but I'll take it because this micro SD card reader is actually faster than last year's model with the XPS 16. So on the 16 Premium, now has faster micro SD card reads and writes. So that's good to see. Now, as far as the camera here, we're looking at an IR camera. That means you can log in with face recognition. I thought the quality was very good. The array mics are very good. But of course, you be the judge. You let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now let's give it a look and a listen. So this is the Dell 16 Premium's camera here. It's 1080p, it's IR. What do you think about the video quality and what do you think about the audio quality? Now, of course, being IR means you can log in with face recognition with Windows Hello. Studio effects are here. We've seen it before. Overall, what do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section below. Now, when it comes to the display on the Dell 16 Premium, 4K Plus or UHD Plus, that's 3840 by 2400. That's a 16:10 aspect ratio. But one area where they have improved it over the XPS 16 is the fact they go from 90 hertz now to 120. So that is very welcome indeed. And actually, that actually will have a little bit of an effect on the battery life, as we'll show you in a moment. But as far as this is concerned, it has got the deep blacks, the super vibrant colors, the really high contrast. It's all there. And it's a multi-touch display, so you can navigate with your finger, the OS, and of course, pinch to zoom. It comes in handy, so I like having that here. And as far as the coverage of the color gamut, it is excellent. It's got great color accuracy. So if you're going to do content creation in Lightroom, Photoshop, video editing, Premiere Pro, DaVinci Resolve, this is an excellent panel, especially for content creators. So very good in that regard. Now, as far as brightness is concerned, this is going to get around 400 nits or so. So that is going to be bright enough, although we've seen with tandem OLED, especially on that Lenovo Yoga Pro 9i that I looked at, those can reach high in terms of brightness, in terms of 1000 nits standard dynamic range, 1600 nits in HDR. This can peak around 500 or so with HDR, but doesn't go above that. I suspect that's because they want to limit the drain on the battery, which that will certainly take a hit. Now, of course, the battery size here is a 99.5 watt hour, just close to that legal limit you can take on an airplane. But despite that, I did not see an improvement in battery life here, as we'll show you, as this certainly will take a little bit of hit as far as that refresh rate. I think that plays a role. Obviously, that's going to drain the battery a little bit faster. But of course, if you put it down 60 hertz or maybe in the dynamic mode, you can eke out a little bit more battery life. But overall, that has been the case with the battery. And they do supply you with that USB Type-C 130 watt power charger. It's pretty compact, pretty travel friendly, and it charges pretty fast. Now, when it comes to audio, we're looking at quad speakers here. They sound really good. I thought the bass, the mids, all very good here. Really excellent sounding. I don't think it's as good as the 16-inch MacBook Pro, which I think is the standard, the best in the business, but it's really good. So let's give it a listen. It also has Dolby Atmos, by the way, for spatial audio. But of course, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Now, let's give it a listen. All right, let's talk performance here, and this is running the Core Ultra 7 255H, aka Arrow Lake H, and you could also go to the Core Ultra 9 285H if you want to upgrade it. But I think you're going to be perfectly fine. Single core, multi-core score on the Core Ultra 7 is very good. The single core in the Geekbench and multi-core is very good, as well as the Cinebench 2024. Now, you can do things like Microsoft Office, email, web browsing, all worked very well. You could do some video editing in DaVinci Resolve, Premiere Pro. This has the RTX 5070. Obviously, it's not going to be the most powerful variant of that because of the form factor and some other considerations, thermals and so forth. But it's definitely good enough to do 4K video editing. As you can see, I ran the Puget Bench DaVinci Resolve benchmark. Gaming, again, you'll have to play with some of the settings, but it's definitely capable as far as the 5070. It supports DLSS, so you can get some extra frame rates that way. But definitely playable, just have to play with some of the settings there. Having the Thunderbolt 5 ports means you could also connect to an external GPU, external docks and all that stuff, so just keep that in mind as well. Thermals are very good on this as well. I didn't see it overheat when it was put under load. It got a passing score when I ran the TimeSpy stress test, so it didn't show much throttling. And where you place your fingers on the keyboard never got overly hot, and the underside never got overly hot to the point where you can't place it on your lap. Stayed relatively cool, and it stayed relatively quiet as well. Never getting that loud. I think maybe 48, 49 decibels at most when I ran the test on this and so forth regarding the sound as far as the fan noise. But overall, pretty good, cool and quiet laptop. So good job there by Dell. Now, there are T5 Torx screws you need to remove to get into this laptop. Actually pretty easy, just remove them, pop off the bottom plate with a guitar pick, spudger, or pry tool, and you're in. It's pretty easy to do that, so not a problem in that regard. And once inside, you'll notice the two fans for cooling. You'll notice that vapor chamber cooling system that is employed here. You'll notice that there's a space for the SSD there. That's an M.2 2280, and as you can see from the reads and writes, it is certainly fast enough for what you need this laptop to do. The Wi-Fi 7 card, Bluetooth combo card is soldered into the motherboard, not upgradable by the user, so that is one thing to keep in mind, but I had no issue with either the Wi-Fi or the Bluetooth. Now, as with a lot of these laptops here in 2025, the RAM is not upgradable by the user. It's integrated here, so you won't be able to get more RAM once you buy this. So make sure you get it with enough RAM for your needs. You can go up to 64 gigabytes of that RAM. It's a very fast RAM, of course, so that is good. And the unit I have here that was sent by Dell for this review is a 32 gigabyte unit. So that has worked out fine. But of course, if you need 64, opt for that. That will cost some more money, of course. All right, I'm booting Linux off of this USB drive here. And so far, Ubuntu looks like it is loading in. So that is a good sign. Let's get to making sure that all the other aspects of this laptop will work with Linux. Okay, so we're booted up here. Let's see if the touchscreen works. It does. So that is a good sign already. So let's hit next, and let's see, touchpad is working. So the haptic touchpad is working here. Let's hit next. Perfect. I felt the feedback there. Let me connect to my network. All right, so we are fully booted up here. The Wi-Fi is working. So far, so good. Let me go to Firefox here. Let's see how the internet is working on this. And I got to say, that was a seamless boot up here from this drive. So you want to install it, you should have no issues here. So let me go to my website. Let's see if the keyboard's working, amdtechreviews.com. And yep, everything is working. Touchscreen is working. All right. Now, I have the function lock on. Let me turn that off. So it looks like screen brightness is working. Volume. Let's see if the audio is working. Let's give it a listen here. Let's see if this video plays. So I don't hear the volume on this. So this might be one issue where I have to get, so it says dummy output. So I'm probably going to have to install this actually to get all the drivers working. My suspicion is that should be working. Let me go to the settings here, and let me go to, there we go. And let me see what the sound is and output. It says dummy output. So I think there's an issue with the driver, but that should be solvable. So that should not be an issue. Let me go to the camera here. So let me close that. And let me go, and I'm running an older, and I admit I'm running an older version of Ubuntu. Probably if I update this should be fine. But I just don't have the time right now. But this is working so far. So let's go to the camera here. Let's see if the camera's working. It's loading, no camera found. So again, I suspect that is because of the older version of Linux I'm running and the drivers that we'll need to do. But if you do a full install, my guess is you'll probably get some drivers that will work on this, so shouldn't be an issue. So it looks like overall Linux should work here. So that is what I take away here. Now, pricing will vary. Obviously, anytime you're going to look at Dell, they're going to fluctuate prices. But right now, at the launch of the Dell 16 Premium and the Dell 14 Premium, they're going to have some promotional pricing, slashing the price as much as a few $100s, actually. I'll leave links in the description below for the latest pricing. So if you are interested in the Dell 16 Premium, the Dell 14 Premium, you want to check out those promotional discounts that are starting today, according to Dell. So I'll leave links for everything in the description below. That being said, of course, it's not cheap. This is a premium flagship laptop with premium quality material, running with a gorgeous display. There's a lot that goes into making something like this, and it's not going to be cheap. It's not for the faint of heart when it comes to the pricing, but it is commensurate with MacBook Pro. It is commensurate with other flagship laptops in this level, so just keep that in mind. But again, take advantage of the sales that Dell run. Dell does run, and occasionally, obviously, it varies, and this promotional pricing is definitely something you want to take advantage of. Again, links for everything in the description below. So overall, what do I think about the Dell 16 Premium here for 2025? I like a few things here. A couple of things we want to note here. I like the upgrade to the Thunderbolt 5 ports. I like the faster microSD card reader. I like the 5070 GPU as a nice upgrade over last year's 40 series. I like the CPU here in terms of single and multi-core with Arrow Lake H. The display going from 90 hertz to 120, those are some improvements here that I wanted to see. So it took a really great laptop from last year and made it better. It's not a revolutionary upgrade. Obviously, physically, it's going to be the same, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Now, would I have liked a physical function row? Yeah, that would have been nice, and I think maybe down the road we might see that. But right now, where they're still staying with this form factor, for at least for now, and I don't have a problem with it. I thought it worked well. If you are a coder, my one caveat is if you are a coder, you may want to look elsewhere for something with a physical function row, maybe the Dell Pro 16 Max Premium or whatever they're calling it. Hopefully I'll be getting that very soon. I probably butchered that name, but sue me. All right, so this is a very good here upgrade from last year, I think, but battery-wise, you're not going to see any real improvement, maybe a little less even, due to the 120 hertz refresh rate. It's still got that beautiful UHD Plus display, 120 hertz, as I mentioned, but it's gorgeous with the colors, the coverage of the color gamut, the color accuracies there. That has been very good. The sound is good. The camera's great. There's really a lot to like here, especially the aesthetics here, right? Is it form over function? I don't think so. I think it can get the work done as well as looking beautiful. Why can't we have both here in 2025? And I think the Dell 16 Premium checks all those boxes. But of course, let me know what you think in the comments section below. So please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Please share this video. Don't forget to leave a comment in that comment section below. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know if there's anything you want me to review. And if you are a casual viewer of my content, why not hit the subscribe button? It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps support the channel. We're trying to make our big push for 250,000. We're just about there. So the goalpost will move to 300,000 by the end of the year. Hopefully we'll hit that at this pace. It looks like that is a good possibility. I want to thank everybody for your support. If you're going to buy something like the Dell 16 Premium or the Dell 14 Premium, check out the links in the description below. Take advantage of that promotional pricing out of the gate for these, pretty aggressive and pretty good. So until next time, this is Andrew, and I'll see you in the next video.